Let me ask you a quick question. Do you think I, Brace, am capable of ever doing 5000 damage? If you chose option A, thanks for believing in me, and I'm sorry to say this, but you're wrong. My highest damage ever in a game of Apex Legends is 4883, which is close to 5000 but not quite 5000 damage. And I did this in a game of arenas while solo queuing with Crypto, and as you can see in my arena stats, that's my highest damage game ever in arenas. And that's what motivated me to make this video as soon as possible, to tell you about all the ways Crypto can be used effectively in arenas so that you can play him correctly. What's up guys and welcome to Rebel Squad, and today I'm starting a brand new series where I try to master specific legends in arenas. Then once I hit 100 wins with them, I'll assume that I've achieved mastery and I'll share all my tips with you lovely human beings. So we're starting with Crypto, one of the most underrated legends in season 9. What I like about Crypto is that his kit does not make you dependent. Let me tell you what I mean by that by taking an example with Wraith. Most people that play Wraith in Battle Royale tend to overcommit and put themselves in bad positions, cause if things go south, Wraith has an escape ability, her Q, which she can use to save herself. But in arenas, you have limited charges of that phasing ability, so you have to drastically change your playstyle, unlike Crypto, who needs you to always be cautious cause you have no get out of jail free card whether in Battle Royale or in arenas. The first thing I should tell you is that the EMP is the best game winning ult in arenas. What I mean is that whenever you buy your EMP, put in the back of your head that you have to win that round, because you can only use it once, then you have to wait for 2 more rounds to pass before you can use it again. So use an EMP to cement your win. Ask your teammates to rush and then pop off the EMP, then join them quickly. You also don't want to be far away from the enemy while EMPing them, because then by the time you get there they'll have fully healed and you won't have the chance to take advantage of the period that they're stunned. So what you need to do is when you pull out your drone, start off the EMP and watch the sides of the screen. If you're keen, you'll notice these shock effects. They basically indicate that you're in the radius of the EMP, so keep moving the drone. And when the shock effects disappear, that means that the EMP won't hurt you. This is what I use to EMP as effectively as possible without hurting myself. And I mentioned this tactic in my Crypto guide that I made months ago, and if you want a full guide on Crypto, I heavily suggest that you go watch that video. Though I say that you'll not EMP yourself, sometimes you need to. If the enemy is full sending you and you need an advantage over them or you need to hold them back, just hold the tactical button and Crypto will instantly pull out the drone. On mouse and keyboard it's Q by default, and I think it's L1 on controller. So hold that button, then press Z and EMP yourself. Your team will have an advantage because the EMP won't hurt them, but all the enemies will have 50 less shields. So statistically you should win that fight. Take this gameplay for example. The enemies have zone and high ground, and we don't have a jump pad or portal to help us rotate. So as a Crypto, I go in and the enemies want to push me because they know I'm solo. But once I pop that EMP, they back off, and that gives my teammates the chance to come into the fight without being shocked at, because the enemies are now focusing on healing instead of shooting at us. Also, be economical with the EMP. If it's clear that you're losing the round, don't use the EMP and save it for the next round, because like I said, you can only use it once every 3 rounds, so make it count when you do use it. With Crypto, there's also no need to buy extra charges if you're good at drone placement, because the drone will stay in the air for as long as it doesn't get shot. So use those crafting metals to buy nades or heals instead. But if it's a sudden death or match point, go all in and close it out. Just don't place the drone out in the open. Place it on top of corners with a good vantage point for free scans on the enemy, or in the zone, because the zone is orange and the drone appears orange to the enemy, so they'll have a hard time shooting it down. If you're on console, there's actually an exploit with Crypto right now that you can abuse. It used to work for PC but they patched it. Basically, this allows you to insta drone without delay, and all you have to do is pull out your drone and just when the animation starts playing, start climbing onto a wall or any surface. This instantly puts you into the drone and it can be quite helpful. As you can see, when I try doing it on PC, it just cancels out the whole thing and I can't get into the drone till I restart the entire animation. But you can also use it to your advantage. Let's say you go into your drone by mistake, just hop onto a wall and start climbing, then the drone will be cancelled. One Crypto combo which has worked great for me in arenas is Crypto, Octane and Banglo, cause Octane jump out for the scent factor so that you can EMP enemies and be in their face at the same time. and bungalow smokes to confuse the enemies while you're able to see them with the drone scans. Revenant Crypto used to be good, but I only recommend it in arenas because you want to maximize on the push after the EMP, but if you're shadows, you just get reset after you lose 100 HP, and that will allow the enemies to heal. And in pubs and ranks, it might be good because of third parties, but in arenas, it's only you and one other enemy squad. So grow some balls and be confident and push the enemies with everything you have. As I'm finishing, I'd advise you to sharpen your gun skill and movement if you want to play Crypto effectively in arenas, because most of the time you won't be able to use your abilities mid combat, so you have to be able to hold your own in a man-to-man fight, in a 1v1 fight. Lastly, watch pro players who play Crypto, and some of them are Tech, Marchin, and Cheeky Classic. They are some of the goats that play Crypto, and when I have time, I pop by their stream and learn from their gameplay, then I try to implement their mindset in my games. And this doesn't apply to Crypto only, it goes for all the legends. There's some really experienced people out there who stream on Twitch and YouTube, so look for them and do the same. When you're watching these pros play live, you learn a lot because usually they'll analyze their gameplay, and when they make mistakes, they'll point it out, and you can even ask them questions in their chat. So yeah, that's it for today's video. Leave the video a thumbs up if you liked watching it, or if I helped you in any way. It's a really nice way to support me on the channel. Also, let me know in the comments which Legend Arena guide you'd like to see next. It will probably be Bungalow or Valk, because as I said, I have to hit 100 wins on arenas with them first, and those two are the closest I have to 100 after Crypto. But yeah, who would you like to see next? Let me know in the comments. And if you watched till this point, you're a wholesome person, so thank you so much. I plan on maybe doing a giveaway soon when the collection event drops on the 29th of this month. It will be a console only giveaway, and only console players can participate, so join the Discord, link in the description, and I hope you have a lovely day. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.
Congratulations, it's a celebration, party all day.